All right, how to not cut the four seam. So this is a common thing I get asked a lot about. Tardy. You're tardy to the slot, right? So I talk a lot about tempo and how the tempo of the feet should match the tempo of the hands, right? So say your lead foot, I call that the anchor point. So when that gets full front foot contact into the ground, your hand needs to be in a very consistent spot on every single one of your offerings, because your brain is constantly downloading these specific movements that you're giving it and saying, okay, that's familiar. That's familiar. Boom, motion memory. Now, more oftentimes than not, I see people, throw at 80, 70, 80% until game day. And then game day, they go out and expect to throw at 100%, which the tempo of the feet and the hands maybe are increased, or maybe let's say the tempo of the feet and the lower body are increased and the hands are stagnant. That's when you have unfamiliar territory with the hand slot or the hand positioning at anchor point. So it's almost like your body is playing tricks on you and saying like, oh, this is unfamiliar. I feel like I'm late or I'm dragging. So now I'm going to try to increase tempo of my hand from point B to point C, which is full front foot strike, right? Anchor point, and then release slot. So you increase the tempo in that move, right? So then it's like, whoa, now I'm freaking off to the side of the ball. I'm not fully behind the ball, because what? You're throwing at 110% capacity and tempo that you haven't necessarily gotten your like body and brain used to. So my biggest encouragement, man, is like continuously train, not continuously, but don't throw at 50% every day of the week and then go out on game day and throw at 100 and expect pretty good results. Some people can do that, but that's a whole nother conversation. Now, if it's just happening all the time, then there's a problem with, I would say, the actual full tempo of like the hand, and we need to make some modifications. And this is why I could talk about this all day. This is why I'm biased on like hand path connectivity, right? So the fewer checkpoints that we can go with our hand, the better opportunity that we have for our hand to get into the slot on a consistent basis, rather than guys that have a pretty complicated path and then try to get into that slot. There's more room for error. So, and I hate to be the guy that just says, oh, well, it's different on every individual. Like it is, and I know that's answer like sucks for you guys to listen to, but it really is. It's going to be different. Like Johnny down the street cuts a four seam differently than freaking Billy up the block. Whoa. Right? So it's about like identifying, okay, why am I cutting this? When am I cutting this? Am I cutting this in pull downs? Am I cutting this in bullpens, flat grounds? Am I cutting this at 50, 60, 70, 80, 90% exertion? Right? When is this occurring, to narrow down essentially your window of the solution, right? Hopefully that made sense.